All right, so the chord progression we're going to learn is going to be D minor 7 to E minor 7. And it's going to sound like this. So that's D minor 7 to E minor 7. And so D minor 7th, how we play this chord, is going to be D, F, A, C. D, F, A, C. In our right hand, we're going to play this chord, E, F, A, C. E, F, A, C. So once you have this in both your left and your right hand, you play it together. And then the second chord we're going to use is going to be E minor 7. So we're going to play E, G, B, D. E, G, B, D. In your right hand, you're going to play F sharp, G, B, D. So F sharp, G, B, D. And that's what it'll sound like together. So you'll use this E chord with the D chord. And then you're just going to play these together and just kind of like make your own rhythm with it, or you can even just solo without any time as well. So if I'm just playing this E, F, A, C, I could move this up here too. So I could play. And that's what I was doing when I was soloing. I was just using a lot of these notes right here that I'm playing in my right hand. The E, F, A, C for this D minor 7 chord. So E, F, A, C, E, F, A, C, E, F, A, C, right? And then when we get to this other chord, we play the E minor 7, the E, G, B, D, which is F sharp, G, B, D right here. So you can just play any of these notes when you go up here too. So I'm just going to play in that, just using those notes. And then I'm going to go to this D minor 7, and then I'm going to play those notes too. So you see when I went to the E minor 7, and I'm calling this E minor 7th, but I know they're called different things, but you don't really need to worry about the names anyways. So we're just learning the notes. So we have this E minor 7, so E, G, B, D. And then we have this, and this is what I'm doing. I'm just changing to play this F sharp, G, B, D every time I change to the E minor 7. And then I'm going down to the D minor 7. And then I'm soloing on those notes. And then I'm going back to these notes. And I'm adding a bass note whenever I want to, so I'll add a bass note, and then I'll play the chord, and then I'll solo on that right hand right here. So the E, F, A, C, I'll go bass note, chord, solo on E, F, A, C. You can really play it like however you want. And then maybe I'll do the same thing for the next chord. I'll play bass note. And then I'll just go back to the other, the D minor 7, play it, bass note. So you can solo on these. And then let's use a scale for each of these. So that's what we'll do last. So we have this D minor 7, and then the scale that we're going to use to solo in it is going to be all white keys. So we can use any of these white keys to solo on the D minor 7. So I can play these in any order that I want to. Or if we can go slow, you know. And you just kind of figure it out. You know, as you play it, you'll get more fluent in that scale. And just kind of string notes together and see which notes work for you. And then when we go to the E minor 7th, so for the D minor 7th, we use all white keys. But then for the E minor 7th, we're going to use this scale. So it's going to be, it's basically a scale of 2 sharps if you do know music. And if you don't, then just use this scale. So it's going to be from D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. You can also just look up the D major scale, because that's what that's called. But so with this E minor 7th in your left hand, we're going to play that scale of 2 sharps, or the D major scale, or that scale that I just showed you. And it'll sound like this. So if you combine all this stuff, then we can go to our chord, our D minor 7, bass note, move up this E, F, A, C. Then we're going to go to the other chords. So play the chord, solo on these notes, or the 2 sharp scale. Bass note again, play this chord, now solo in all white keys. Then we're going to go to the E minor 7th, play the chord, bass note. And just make sure you're putting a lot of feeling into this. Even if you can only play, you know, really slowly or whatever, I want you to play that bass note really loud with a lot of feeling, a lot of power in your playing. So, bam. Like even if you're not that good at piano, it's totally fine. Just be ambitious with it. Just go bam, hit that bass note, then play the chord. Right? And so really soloing over this is just playing the chord, playing the bass note, maybe doing a wave chord like this, and then soloing in one scale, and then when you switch to the other chord, then you play that chord, and then you solo in that scale, so the 2 sharp scale, rather than the 0 sharps or flats, or the all white keys scale. And actually, lastly, this is one little technique you can use, is that since we know that the only difference between these scales, this all white keys scale and the other scale, is that these notes change, try to, when you're on the E minor 7, you'll play these notes, and then what you want to do is you want to try to go G, F sharp, and F. So G, F sharp, and F. And so when you get to that F, we're going to change to the D minor 7, so it'll sound like this. You'll say, or you'll play this. So G, F sharp, and then F, and I'll change chords on that. Okay? And so I'll try that again. So G, F sharp, F, and you can add that E if you want to. But so check out how this sounds when I'm soloing. So I'm soloing 2 sharps. So I just did G, F sharp, F, because I'm highlighting the difference between these 2 chords. But let's not get too much into theory. So that was this chord progression. This was D minor 7 to E minor 7, and you can just go between them for as long as you want.